cannot say that enough. I cannot tell you how true that is. What we are a vibrational match for is what we receive. Period. What we feel we deserve is what we receive. Greetings. Hey, what's up, beautiful people? How y'all doing? Good? Good. All right. So, welcome back. If you are a part of Fran's fam, thank you for coming back and welcome. If you are new to Fran's fam, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Make sure that you like and subscribe and tell us a little bit about you in the comments so that we can shout you out. All right, so I am the Miracle Manifester for those of you who don't know me and those of you who do. And this channel is all about bridging spirituality with the physical to help you create and manifest your best life. And if that sounds like something that you're into and you're into a lot of good vibes, stick around. All right, so today I want to talk about a topic that I feel is really a very powerful topic, especially since we are heading into the end of the year. Title of the video, what I'm going to be talking about a little bit. But what I want to do is give you some tips and some things to help you create your best going out of this year and going into the new year, right? Like, we should have probably been at a place now where we're seeing things happen, but a lot of us are still not seeing those things happen. And I want to tell you that there's a lot of people that teach a lot of different things, but I teach you guys what I have done and what I know absolutely works and that has worked for me. What I feel are steps that you have to take in order to create the things that you desire. And I feel like when you're at a place where you feel like you've tried everything and nothing is working, sometimes you have to go back and revisit the things that you've done, right? Because a lot of times when we are not seeing things show up or we're getting frustrated about things not showing up, because we do get frustrated sometimes. I am guilty of that as well. We're human. It happens. Like you want what you want and that's what you want, right? You desire what you desire, you set your intentions and you expect for the magic to happen. But sometimes we miss a spot, we miss a step, and even what I have noticed is that sometimes that step could actually be what you truly believe for. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the major thing that you have to do when you are manifesting, and that is changing and having conscious control over your mind. The subconscious does not play. And I think that you guys know that already. I think that we've talked about that a lot. And I think that you guys know that the subconscious just does not play. When you are trying to learn to manifest and have these step-by-step instructions on how you can do that, sometimes the step-by-step that someone else is doing is not going to work for you. And it may not work for you particularly if your mindset is not aligned with what you're trying to call in. We get in our lives what we are vibrational matches for. I cannot say that enough. I cannot tell you how true that is. What we are a vibrational match for is what we receive. Period. What we feel we deserve is what we receive. Right? So if you are asking for a dynamic relationship, right? I'm going to use the relationship scenario. You're asking for a dynamic relationship and you really want this specific person. And I am a big believer, don't shoot me now, y'all, that when you are trying to manifest a specific person, there has to be an alignment with you and that person. I'm going to tell you why. Because we have free will. Do you understand that? We have free will. Nobody can bend my will to their will. Although there's tons of people who will tell you they can, I am a believer that you just cannot affect the free will of another. That's me. That's why we were given free will. However, if you and this person are aligned, right, and you guys are on the same vibration, like you like them, they like you, it's just not moving fast enough, you're trying to speed it up a little bit, you're trying to get things sped up before the end of the year, then you have to define what you want and be prepared to be what is needed to attract that thing. Right? So you have to be in alignment. It's the same with money. If you're trying to call in a lot of money, you cannot have a broke mindset. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have an alignment of, I deserve and I desire, I am worthy of this amount of money. Period. If you don't believe for that amount of money, I can guarantee you that it won't show up. If you do believe for that amount of money, it may not show up the way that you want it to show up, but it will show up. So, the very first step in manifesting and getting to your end goal is to define and get clear about what it is that you desire. Define and get clear. Get clarity around it. Be so crystal clear about it that nobody can tell you that your vision is too big or too small. Right? This is what I desire. This is what I want. This is it. Now, I'm using want a lot, but I don't believe in using the word want because my metaphysical teachers told me that when you use the word want, it signals the universe that there's a lack of that thing. So if you're saying, I want this so bad, then what the subconscious is saying to the universe is that they don't have this. But in all reality, even though we cannot see everything that we desire at this moment, we already have it, right? It just hasn't showed up in the physical reality yet because we haven't brought it forth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything that you desire, everything that you intend, when the desire is put in you, God has already put the desire in you because it can come to pass. Right? We're not dealing with a God who plays games. We're not dealing with a God who plays games, right? We're dealing with a God who says, what is it I can do for you? It is my good pleasure to prosper you. It's my good pleasure to give you the desires of your heart. So what is it that I can do for you? God doesn't play games with the desires of our heart, right? But there are things that are asked of us to bring those desires forth. And one of those things is to get clear about that desire. What do you want me to do for you? Right? And so I'm going to tell you that I feel it is important to write it down. Listen, you can go through my journals. I have so many of these, filled top to bottom. Right? Like, you know, I always ask you if you got your journal. Yes, we sell the journals, but I write in my journal. I write in my journals every day, 365 days a year. Y'all can see some of my writing. And if I don't write in it, I feel a little off. Because this is where I put my desires, right? When I open it, I see I deserve what I desire. Just like y'all saw my coffee cup. I forgot that this was my I deserve what I desire coffee cup. I'm actually drinking tea. But I write every day, right? And so as I'm getting clear about what it is that I desire to see show up, I may be writing things like words like love, clients, retreats, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll go back to those things and I'll write it out as it already has happened. Right? So I define what I want. I get clear. Clarity is everything when you are manifesting. So that's step one. Step two is being able to feel that thing, right? Being able to see that thing. Now, for me, I have a vision board, right? Actually, I have a vision wall. Yes, I have a vision wall. It has magnetic paint on it, and I have all the things that I desire on this wall, right? And the thing I love about it being magnetic is that I can change the things out as they come to pass or as my vision changes. But as I'm sitting in my desk, right, it's right in front of me. So I can see it. I can see all the things that I am asking the universe to bring forth. And as I see them, I begin to feel them, right? Have you ever saw something that you desired and got really excited about it, right? At that moment, when you are excited about that thing, you are manifesting quickly, right? Like, have you ever thought, oh my gosh, my client is going to sign this contract. They are going to sign this contract. I am going to get this deal. Oh my God, this is so good, right? And at that moment, you have all this adrenaline. And that adrenaline and that feeling of happiness that you have knowing this is going to happen is what's signaling the universe to say, bring it, 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 more of this, more of this, more of this. Yes, yes, yes. Bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me. When you're in the vibration of creating, when you're visualizing, when you're looking at your vision board, when you're doing those things, when you're writing in your vision book, I have a manifestation book, y'all, that I write down, this is what I want to manifest today, right? I do a lot of writing because for me, getting it out of here and putting it on paper, for me, brings it to pass, right? I'm not really, and I know you guys have heard me if you've been around here for years or a couple of weeks, months, whatever. You've heard me talk about the fact that I am not a big meditator. I'm a prayer girl. I love to pray. I'm an affirmative prayer girl. I pray all the time. But to sit and actually meditate, it's difficult for me to quiet my mind like that, right? Because Spirit's always dealing with me, and I'm cool with that. But when I do visualize, I have to have a focal point, right? So for me, my vision board, those things on my vision board, the things that I have wrote in my manifestation book, those become my point of power. Because as I'm writing them or as I'm looking at them, I can close my eyes and see myself doing them. So you have to do whatever puts you in a position to feel like you're doing that thing. So, example, when I wanted a new car, I was like, I want a new car. And I was asking for a new car and asking for a new car, manifesting the car, visualizing myself driving several cars. And no car was showing up. Do you know why no car was showing up? Do you know why nothing was coming through? Number one, I wasn't clear about the type of car that I wanted. When I sat down and I got clear about what it was that I desired, why I desired that, what I actually wanted to have, and why I needed this particular thing, I said, this is the car. And so what I did was I went to the dealership and I drove the car. Now, I drove the car so I could feel myself in the car, right? And I could feel how it felt and if it felt good to me and if I liked it. That's how I visualize. When I wanted a Louis Vuitton bag, I went to Louis Vuitton and I would touch the bags and I would hold the bags and I would put the bag on my shoulder and I would take a picture of myself with the bag and I would put it on my vision board. Things that I desire, I put myself in position to receive those. When I wanted to be a bigger businesswoman, I put myself around women who had bigger businesses than me. That's how I visualize. You do whatever works for you. Some people tell me that they can meditate and bring things forth. I think that is amazing. Whatever works for you, that is what you do. And you have to have a point of power. You have to have that thing that makes you feel as if that thing is right there and already existing. Manifestation is about understanding that everything that you desire already exists. You just need to pull it into your physical reality. It already exists. It's already there, boo. Okay, so we already talked about the feeling that feeling. So visualizing, feeling that feeling, creating a vision board, a manifestation book, that's all one thing, right? So now we're going to talk about how you see yourself. Oh, that's a big one, right? So I'm not talking about how you see yourself when you look in the mirror. I'm talking about, what do you feel about yourself? What's your self-worth level? Is it on a 1 or is it on a 10? Or is it on 100? Whatever your worthiness is, however worthy you feel about things, however you see yourself is what you're going to attract. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. You know, I always got a story. Let me tell you a little story. I have a client who was attracting the same type of men. Always attracting the same type of man. And when we started her 4-week accountability, we started talking about her love life, because that's what she came to me for. She wanted to be accountable, to go out and do all the steps that I had created for her to do. And she kept attracting the same type of guys. She was like, Dr. Fran, I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm attracting the same type of guy. So I said, what kind of relationship do you see yourself in? When you journal about your relationships, when you are meditating or praying, when you're walking and you see men, what type of men do you see yourself with? What do you see? What's your image about yourself? And she goes, well, honestly, I don't know, or if I can, she didn't really want to say it, but I was just like, you got to say it, because I'm not going to say it. I already know what you're thinking, but you're going to say it. And finally she said, I don't think I see myself with anything different. Oh, well, that's why you don't have anything different. Whatever you see yourself with, having, doing, that, whatever you feel you are worthy of is what is going to show up in your life. There is no way around that. I wish the angels would just push stuff in that they know that you deserve and that you worth. It would make life so much easier, right? Like if your heavenly staff would just be like, here you go, boom, 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 you deserve that, you deserve that. It would be so much easier. But unfortunately, that's not how they work. You have to ask, believe, receive. There's a reason that that statement is all over the place in the Word. What you believe for, you receive. What you ask for, you will get. What you got faith for, you will have. But you have to know you're worthy of that, right? Because not feeling worthy is going to block your blessing. You got to work on what you believe for yourself. And don't settle. Let me say this to y'all. Sometimes that having to wait can be the hardest part. But it's really not how long you wait for something to show up. It's what you're doing while you're waiting, right? I've waited for things to show up, and I'm still waiting on some things to show up. Sometimes I understand that, okay, maybe I need to step back and check how I'm feeling about this. Or sometimes I just am like, okay, God, you got to prepare that for me. You got to get that ready for your girl. And while you're getting that ready for your girl is going to be ready and aligned to receive that thing. What you feel you deserve is what you will get. So you have to work on your self-worth. It is important. A lot of people don't believe that self-worth affects your manifestation. But I can tell you something. If you don't believe you deserve it, you're not going to get it. It's really simple. And if you look back over what you don't have, you might see that that may be one of your blocks. And then, as you begin to feel more worthy and you start to work on you, whatever that may be and whatever that may mean to you. For some of us, that's oh, okay, I'm gonna do this to my hair, or oh, okay, I'm gonna upgrade my wardrobe. Okay, I'm gonna go out more and have dinner more. I'm gonna see friends more so that people can see me. Oh, okay, I'm gonna join this group so that I can meet new people. All right, I'm gonna go live more so I can talk to people live and tell them about my business. Whatever your plan is, you have to embody that image of yourself, right? So if you feel like you are worthy to be a 7-figure businesswoman, how does a 7-figure businesswoman act? If you deserve to have this house and you know that you deserve to have this beautiful house, what does your current house look like? Is it clean? Is it organized? Is it neat? Do you love your house now? Because see, you think you're going to love this new house? Do you love this house? You have to already become what it is you see for yourself. You get in that role, right? If you want to be the boss at your job, I can guarantee you that the boss at your job don't come rolling in 20, 30 minutes late. I bet you they don't take 2-hour coffee breaks. Now, some of them may, but for the most part, y'all get what I'm saying. Be who you see yourself as, right? And you don't even have to tell people. That's another thing. One of my secret keys I'm going to give y'all is to be quiet. Stop talking so much. Stop telling people, I'm going to manifest this by the end of the year. I'm going to get this by the end of the year. Because if they don't have nothing on their plate, and they don't have no faith and no vision, they're going to be like, girl, you're not getting that by the end of the year. Sit down. You don't have to tell people what you're doing, because if you're doing it right, your life is going to tell them everything they need to know. I don't tell people anything I'm doing until it's done. I don't even tell people where I'm going until I get there. And then sometimes I wait till I get back home before you even know I was there. You have to learn how to be quiet. As my mother used to say, you got to learn how to hold water, right? You got to learn how to stop talking so much. That's one of the secret keys to manifesting. Be quiet. If you have a mentor, or if you're in a group, like we have the Sacred Circle, and in the Sacred Circle, we hold each other's visions, right? We hold each other's intentions, because that's what you do when you're in a group. You stand in the gap, right? For that person. Maybe Sherry's faith is not as strong as Samantha's faith, but Samantha got enough faith for both of y'all. Then there's 20 more of us saying the same thing. You can do this. Motivating you. Now, if you have somebody like that you know you can trust, a mentor, a coach, a group that you're in, and you know people are in alignment, that's different. But talking to your friend who's sitting on the couch eating Cheetos all day, waiting on their man to come home, or waiting on they whatever so they can do whatever, that's not who you want to be sharing your big visions with. Okay? Be quiet. The other thing is that you have to trust the process, right? You have to trust the process of the manifestation. When you know you have done the work, right? And we talk about the work a lot, right? Faith without works is dead. Y'all know that, right? I would love to tell you that you just do this and do that and it's going to happen. Sometimes you're so in alignment, because I've done it. I've spoke a thing and been like, whoa. It has showed up so quick, it scares your girl. It scares your girl. But that's because I'm in alignment, right, of that thing. I'm speaking that thing out with absolutely no resistance. Sometimes I have resistance. I have a client who says that she wants to make more money, but she associates more money with more work. So she's blocking the bigger money because she doesn't want to do the bigger work. And she feels like the bigger work is going to bring problems. Big work don't always bring problems. When you are in alignment with your client and you're asking for this particular client who's willing to pay this particular price for you to do this work, you set clear boundaries. That's easy, 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 easy. But if you're saying, oh, I want this much, and I really don't care where it comes from. This client can come, I'm willing to work day and night for it. That's what you're going to get. Alignment. alignment, right? So one of the secret keys is to be able to articulate, speak what it is that you seek. You have to talk about it to yourself if you have to. I can't even tell y'all how many times I get in the mirror and be like, girl, you got it today. This is going to be great. You are going to get 4 new contracts. You're going to have 3 intensives. You're going to be in California, Texas, and then you're going to Arizona for a week. Girl, you got this. You got this. And when I say it with no resistance, you would be shocked if I show you my emails. When I get up and say, "Ooh, I hope I get some new clients today. I want some new clients." Now, I don't do that as often as I used to. I used to do that a lot. Now, I am more intentional, right? That's the other secret key. Be intentional about what you're calling in to your life. If you need faith builders, start slow. Start small. I'm going to start with this particular thing because I can believe for that, right? I can believe for this. I may not be able to believe for this big thing here, but I can believe for this thing right here. And as you begin to see your manifestation show up in your life, you'll start taking bigger steps and bigger steps and bigger steps. So, I want you guys to try that. Try all those things that we just talked about. And I want you to pick the things that you feel that you are possibly lacking in. So maybe it's your vision board. Maybe it's your speaking what you seek. Maybe you're talking too much to people who don't understand your vision. Whatever the case may be, tidy it up. We are just in October. My birthday month. I had to put that back out there. Y'all know I'm a Libra, right? Okay. We are just in October. We have November and you have December to pick up some speed, right? If you can pick up the speed now, you can take that momentum into the next year and continue. Once you start seeing your manifestation show up and you start to feel good about what you're manifesting because you're like, yeah, wow, this is so good. Like, life is so good because I can just truly ask for what I desire and it shows up. My heavenly staff is on point. I got a direct dial to my heavenly staff and all I have to do is ask them. I can tell my angels to do this for me and they do it. Oh my. You will never want to not have that. I promise you. All right, guys. Leave me some of your tips. Share some of the things that you do so that we can all just kind of co-create together, right? Because really, in our reality, that's what it's all about. In the words of one of my favorite rappers, Snoop Dogg, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Right? I want us all to prosper. I want us all to have the promises of God in our life because He promises us prosperity and life abundantly. Abundantly. Not semi-abundantly, but abundantly. And yes, I use Snoop Dogg and God in the same sentence. All right. All right, y'all. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.